بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين ثم الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. Dear sisters and brothers, Salamun Alaikum. Thank you so much for coming. It is so lovely to be together and remembering God, worshiping God on such a special night as well, the 19th of the holy month of Ramadan. Yesterday we started a discussion, for those of you who were with us, you know, and if you weren't with us, don't worry, I'll give a quick recap and we'll continue inshallah. One of the main points that I was trying to talk about in the second half of last night's talk was that religion did not come to limit us. Religion has come to give us freedom. Of course, I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm not saying everyone who speaks about religion, that's what they want to do. No, many people may in the name of religion limit you. But religion didn't come to limit us. Religion came to give you freedom. Religion came so that you can flourish. Not just one aspect of you, but the totality of the person that you are. All of your potentials, all of your needs, all aspects of the person that you are needs to flourish. The main goal of religion is to help you, to serve you, to become and flourish as the full person that you are. Once you look at religion this way, you realize everything there that is considered wrong or haram or whatever you want to call it is things that would stop you from your freedom, that would stop you from flourishing as a whole beautiful soul that you are. I'm not saying right now exactly that's happening, but that's the idea that was there. So please keep trying to differentiate between what I'm trying to tell you about the true religion and what may have been presented to you as religion, or the way it may have been explained to you. I'm telling you that the real religion came to give you freedom, to support you to flourish as a full, whole human being, and it considers things wrong which stop you from doing that. Not because it wants to limit you, no, because it wants to serve you and support you. Why is lying bad? Because you want to manifest yourself in the world. You want to make relations, you want to make plans, and if someone lies to you, they may trick you, deceive you. You may build so much on top of a wrong foundation. That's why lying is considered wrong. It destroys your efforts. It stops you from flourishing. If you want to make plans and someone lies to you, you may put so much effort and at the end of it get nowhere. Your will not manifest in the world. That's why lying is bad. Why is kibr? Think you're already there? If you become arrogant and you think you're already there, there would be so much still left inside you that you can manifest it, you can fulfill, but you wouldn't take it seriously. You think you're already there. Why is stealing bad? Because if someone steals from you, you've put so much effort, you've done so much work, you have plans, you have ideas, you want to get somewhere, someone comes and takes that away from you. So it stops you from fulfilling yourself in the world. Anything that it said it's wrong, it's for your own benefit. I'm not saying that's the way it's being taught to you right now, no. But the original plan, that's what it was. Stealing was bad because it stopped you from flourishing. And stealing has so many forms. And there's so many ways people can come and steal from you, take your freedom away from you, stop you from manifesting the whole person that you are. That could be me as an older sibling. If I impose my will on my sister or on my younger brother just because I'm older, do this, why she should listen to me? I'm imposing my will on her. I'm stealing her opportunity to decide for herself. That's stealing, that's haram, that's wrong. Because Islam has come to support the younger sibling as well. If as a partner I impose my will on my wife, I am taking away her opportunity to decide, to be a human being, to flourish. That's stealing, that's haram. Because Islam came so that you can flourish. If in a community we don't allow certain people to come to flourish, to give their ideas, to share their views, we're stealing their free will. That's haram, that's stealing. And this can happen in so many ways. A big company may want to take your will away from you. Do you remember back in the days when we used to travel, go to a new country? There used to be so many different local cafes, local restaurants. We had so many options to choose from. Now, if a company comes, is there a little bit of echo? If we can remove that, it would be amazing. Please recite the salawat. So sorry, but I just feel like in the last few seconds, do you feel it too, or is it just me? Better now? Thank you so much. This voice is already difficult to tolerate. Imagine with the echo. But so sorry, by the way, I'm interfering in your business. That's your expertise. Please recite another salawat. So, do you remember back in the days you would go to a new country, there were so many options, so many restaurants, so many types of different cultures were on offer. You could choose. Now, so many companies, they're like, no, everyone should come to us to have coffee. Everyone should come to our restaurant, our way of life. If a company treats its customers like that, it wants everyone to come to that company alone, that's a kind of stealing your free will. Maybe you want to have something else. Now you go to countries, everywhere it's the same cafes. But what if you want something else? What if you want to try something new? Anyone who comes and steals your opportunity to decide, to have a will, that's haram. Because Islam has come to give you freedom. Not just Islam, all religions came to give you freedom. You choose for yourself what you want to do. You decide. You should flourish. Now you can see there are even countries who are like, no, everyone should live the way we say. They may even go to another country and impose their way of life on them through any means. That's stealing. That's stealing a country's and nation's opportunity to live according to the way they want. Religion has come to give you freedom. You decide for your destiny. That could be a small thing at home, or that could be the future of a nation. Social media as well could be stealing you, could be stealing your attention from you. You may have so many plans, but they bring the best psychologists in the world to make you spend time on their apps, take your freedom to live the way you want away from you. That's haram. Not spending time there is not haram, no, but if they do something to you that you feel like you want to let go of it, spend time with your family, you want to let go of it, do something with your life. Maybe learn a new skill. Maybe take your family somewhere, maybe spend some time, but it's so difficult. Well, yes, they're taking your freedom away from you. What they're doing is wrong. So you realize in the world, there is two ways of living. There are two main camps in the world. One camp, I would like to call them the Tawhidi camp. These ones, they believe, I don't want to impose my will on you. You have a will, I have a will, and we both want to flourish, we both want to become the best version of ourselves, share our opinions, build the world in the way that we want. But at the same time, if there's a conflict between the two of us, I don't want to impose my will on you. What do? We put some standards above us. We put beauty, truth, love. If there's a conflict between us, you don't have to listen to me, I don't have to listen to you. We'll see what does truth say. What would love say? This is what God teaches in Quran. قُلْ يَا أَهْلَ الْكِتَابِ تَعَالَوْا إِلَى كَلِمَةٍ سَوَاءٍ بَيْنَنَا وَبَيْنَكُمْ. It says, people, or this was Prophet even telling to peoples of other religion, come together. Let's all share one belief. What is that one belief? That we don't put either of us on top. You don't impose your will on me, I don't impose my will on you. Can we agree on that? Who should decide when there's a conflict, when you want something and I want it too? What do? We put God on top. What is God? The truth. What is God? Love. What is God? Beauty. This way there would be no fight. This is one way of living, which the Prophet called people towards. It's the recipe for human freedom. It's a recipe for respect. It's a recipe for no one imposing their will on the other one. You decide for yourself, I decide for myself. If there's a conflict, we go see what is true. So that's one camp, the camp of Tawhid, and then there's also the camp of Tawhid. What does Tawhid want to do? Tawhid wants to impose its will on you. It says, no, forget about God. If there's a conflict between you and me, I will force you to do what I want you to do. What I want you to do. This Tawhid could even be me at home. If as a parent I force my child, not because that's something good to do, but just because it's easier for me. If I force my child, that's Tawhid. If I force my wife, that's Tawhid. If we force community members to do something which is not directly from truth, love, and beauty, that's Tawhid. This is internal small cases, but even on a larger scale, the society, there are so many Tawhids. We're not the biggest Tawhids in the world, at least now, because we don't have power. God knows what I would have done if I had power. Tawhid, the camp who wants to take your freedom away from you, they use different means. They have used so many ways to take your freedom away from you. Please recite salawat. At certain point in history, in order to take your freedom away from you, sometimes they did it through force. How many of our countries were exploited through force? Someone was like, you have stuff, I want stuff. I'm going to take your stuff. How many of our countries that happened to? They took our stuff by force. Sometimes Tawhid can use force, brute force. I'm stronger than you, I'm going to take what you have. This is what happens in a world without God. The stronger imposes its will. Sometimes it can even use religion. If you're strong enough, maybe the way to get you to do what I want is in the name of religion. How many people in the history of humanity have used religion to impose their will on others? Because everyone respects religion. So many people in the name of religion impose their will on others. So many people. Right now, we're living in a world in which all of that is happening. You have rulers who, in the name of religion, keep the masses in control. They do all sorts of oppression to them, but then they're like, well, you can't uprise against the ruler in the name of religion, imposing their will. We have the force going, we have the religion going, but there's also another form of Tawhid which is so tricky. It's very smart. It doesn't use force, at least unless it's very desperate, and it doesn't use religion. It does something else. It tricks you. It gives you a price Look, it doesn't have your interest at heart. It wants to take things from you. But in order to impose its will on you, it deceives you. This is happening, the main form of Tawhid right now in our culture, in the wider society is this. It's never going to come to you and force you to do what it wants. It's not going to tell you to do something in the name of religion. It gives you something and takes so much from you. It gives you a price, it satisfies one of your needs, but takes so much of you away from you. It says, see, you have this one will, I give you this one, and you get so happy, and while you're happy with that, it takes everything else from you. It makes life a little bit easy for you in one area, but takes your peace, your attention, and your family and everything away from you. This is the trickiest, most deceptive form of Tawhid in the history of humanity. And because we don't know it, we are willingly giving our freedom to it. Please recite the salawat. You must have all heard the word shahbat in religion. Shahbat. Sometimes they translate it as lower desire, sometimes they translate it as desire. You know what is one of the most understandable definitions of shahbat? Although some people translate it as lust. Shahwat is not just lust. It's not just. Shahwat happens. Please pay attention. This is a very important point. Shahwat happens when you want to satisfy one need that you have at the expense of all your other needs. Someone comes and tells you, I give you comfort, I give you entertainment. It's satisfying a need you have. You don't want to be bored. You want life to be comfortable. It offers something to you. Watch this entertainment. Spend time on my website. It's giving you something. And it's really good. It looks good. I was bored. I was lonely. Oh, this is fun. But at the same time, you have to sacrifice so much. Your time with your family, your attention to think about your dreams, the time you would spend with your grandparents, the time you would spend on making your life better, the time you would spend on your relationship with God that gives you peace, so many things. The time to even go on a holiday. So many things you sacrifice, you put at the altar of this one need, comfort, entertainment. And that person doesn't have your interest at heart. That company, that culture, who's trying to lure you in, either wants you to gain money out of you or to use you to validate itself because they're not happy with their life. And if you live the way they do, they'll feel better about themselves. This is the kind of culture we're living in. We've lost our ability to make a change. How many of us do even have the time or even the thought comes to our mind, let's get together and make a change? So much oppression is happening around us. Our living conditions are being decided by other people. They decide what your children will be taught in school. Now they're even saying, we tell you what you teach your children at home. They're taking so much of our will away from us. Now even therapists don't have the freedom to share their opinion in the therapy room with their patients. So much of our will is slowly being taken away. You don't get to raise your children the way you want. It has to be the way we want. You live the way we want. You watch what we say. And we accept all of that. Why? Because a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of comfort. And I'm not judging us. I'm just saying Islam came to give us freedom. If that's really what you want, go for it. But if you want to get yourself out of this, if you want to be a person, if you want your will to matter in the world, if you want to be the one writing the history of the world, then come. We can change this. Right now, we have, as Muslim countries, as Muslims, as people of God, as religious people, almost no impact on the way the world is going. We are not making history. We are just watching history. Oppression is happening. Our peoples are getting killed back and forth. We are not happy with our life, and we cannot turn this frustration inside into a proper will to change history. Why? Because we have sacrificed so much of ourselves, so much of our potentials at the altar of our few needs. Sin does this to us. Sin is not something that's, forget that understanding of sin we have. Sin is whatever fragments you. Sin scatters you. Sin distracts you. That's why God said sin is bad. Not because God will get upset if you do it. No. If you are scattered, you cannot impose your will in the world. Your will not amount to anything. Because you want to go and make a change, but at the same time you need to finish this series. You want to go and have a meeting about we need to change the world, but it's difficult, isn't it? Sin scatters us. Religion came to unify you. It doesn't want to tell you what to do. Do whatever you want. Just make sure when you want something, you can do it. If you want to end homelessness, be able to do it. Why do we always have to moan about it? Why can't we change it? If you're not happy with the way society is going, well, reorient yourself in such a way that then you can go in the world and change it. That's Islam. That's religion. Now, if I'm on my own, I cannot get myself to do the things I want because we don't have control over ourselves. Please pay attention. This is a very crucial point, especially for parents and for younger ones out there. If you look at all human fairy tale, one of the things they would always say, this is a common theme in all cultures, all human fairy tales, that evil is stronger than one person alone. You are not strong enough to get rid of your addiction on your own. You are not strong enough to get rid of the patterns that keep you where you are on your own. If certain things, if going to the world to shine, to make your opinions reality scares you, in order to get over that fear, you cannot do it on your own. If you're addicted to something and you have so many dreams, but this addiction keeps taking your time and you want to break free, you can't do it on your own. Evil is stronger than one person on their own. And as far as human civilizations go back, in every culture, the stories would always educate their people that in order to get rid of evil, what is evil? Evil literally is the force that wants to stop you from living. Evil makes you scared so you don't come out. Evil makes you addicted so you can't come and shine. You want to do so much, you're stuck at home. Evil is the force that doesn't want you to come out in the world and shine and live. And they would always say, if you want to get rid of evil, you can't do it alone. You need your God and you need your community to support you. And you can see now, the Tawhid, in order to impose its will on you, is taking your God and community away from you. It's attacking family and it's attacking God. And religious people are helping it do that. Once, in the name of God, religious communities oppress their people, don't allow them freedom, don't allow them to share their opinion, it becomes so easy for the person to let go of God. The Tawhid knows that in order to shine, in order to get yourself together, in order to rise over your shortcomings, in order to get over your fears, you need God and you need your community. So it wants to take these two away from you. Because once you're alone, it's so easy to dominate you. When you don't have your friends with you, when you're home and it's just you on the phone, oh, it's so easy to keep you there for 10 hours. You're going to feel like the phone is making you happy, but it just took 10 hours of your life. And I'm not judging you. Wallah, I love you. We're all in this together. We need each other. But it wants to take your family away from you. It says, why do you have to listen to your dad and mom? Why should I listen to the authority? Why should I listen to these religious idiots who want to take my freedom away? And it's telling you this to take your freedom away. It will take your parents away from you. It will take your teachers' power over you away from you, so that you're alone, it will dominate you. And as religious people, as religious families, we help them do this. Why? Because we were corrupt families. Our religious community wasn't that beautiful. So it was so easy to point to us and say, see, these religious people don't have your interest at heart. If at home, as a parent, I told my children about values, be honest, be kind, but then I went and hit mommy, and then I took my child's freedom away from them, I have not my child, I have ruined this sacred institution of family. Because I told my child that family is a place of oppression. That takes your freedom away from you. Dad can hurt mom. Mom can hurt you. When you have a point, they don't listen to you. And so my child will leave families away. If in religious communities, the children come to us, Sheikh, I have this question and I don't respect their question. Sheikh, I don't understand this and I don't listen to them. Sheikh, we're not happy with the way things were going. Listen, do it. We have turned an institution that was meant to put God, which is truth, love, and beauty above everything, we have turned that into Tawhid ourselves. And so our children will let go of God, will let go of community, will let go of the respect of parents, and they will be easy prey to the Tawhid. And who did that? Well, we had a share in that too. As a parent, I don't get to decide for my children. As a religious community, we don't get to decide for the people. No, we are only channels of God. At our house, truth, love, and beauty should be the deciding factors. Yes, at some point, as a father, as a mother, I may see this is the truth. But I have to every night sit down with my God and check myself. What I told my child, was that truth or was that what I wanted? So, slowly, you see, families don't mean much. Those of you who have been teaching children know that no one respects teachers anymore. No one respects anyone above them. Because two things are happening at the same time. Those who were in positions of authority that were meant to put God, which is truth, love, and beauty above everything, so that human beings don't impose their will on one another, but truth is the deciding factor. Once these institutions, once these organizations start becoming Tawhid themselves, they give the opportunity for the actual Tawhid to say, look, mommy and daddy want to oppress you, don't listen to them. Why are you listening to your teachers? Okay, you took family and God away from a person. What do they have left? Their own peers, people just like them. There is no one, when a conflict happens, there is no God to see what God says. There is no truth to see what God says. So just like in a family, that parents are not there, everyone becomes siblings. And what happens between siblings? Rivalry, envy. So you have a whole society in which everyone thinks, I'm not going to listen to anyone, and everyone is feeling like they have to just compete with one another. Another thing that happens when religious communities and families and religious teachers don't do a good job of teaching the right values, or even if they teach the right values, they don't do a good job of manifesting it too. Imagine if we teach the children in religious communities that Prophet came to bring humanity together, and we see that in every center it's only for one group. This group doesn't allow that group. That group doesn't allow that group. Oh, you're Pakistani, you can't come here. You're Iranian, you can't go there. So we teach them one thing, we show them another. So once religious institutes, once families become like that, instead of teaching the right values, they teach other things, and there's already so many forces who want to ruin this, who want to attack this. What happens? The inner judge that every one of us has inside, instead of having these beautiful values of God, of truth, the inner compass, instead of taking its values from these people higher who are meant to represent God, it takes its values from what's happening around it. When my praise is not coming from the religious center, when I don't need the praise of my parents, whose praise do I need? The praise of my peers. So whatever values they have become the inner judge inside me. So instead of telling myself, Javad, have you recently been honest? Because honesty, truth, beauty, sharing, caring, sacrifice were the values we were meant to teach. But we have lost the ability to transfer these values. So now your children, and probably us as well, the inner values we have are what? It's not, Javad, when was the last time you made a self-sacrifice? No, it's, have you reached fame, success yet or not? So now we are dealing with a generation whose inner judge, whose super ego is humiliating it on a daily basis. Constant humiliation our children are going through from their inner judge, who has not learned proper values, but has taken its values from what was going around it. Why are you not famous enough? Why are you not successful already? Why are you not sexually attractive already? And then we think our children are lazy, we think our children are bad. We don't know what they're going through. We don't know how much pressure they're on. Because when this direction, the values that take us towards God, when they go away, all the values become around us. Instead of things taking us high, the things around us become values. So everyone's under pressure to look good. Everyone's under pressure to make more money. Everyone's under pressure that maybe my partner wouldn't find me attractive. What if that person makes more money and my wife would like them more? I should look like that girl. I should look like that boy. And so we've forced our children into a battle that they can never win. They can never be the hottest person in the world. They can never be the richest person in the world. They can never be the most successful person in the world. And God forbid if they become that. Because even if they become the most successful, that was not where happiness was. So they will realize that, and that would be the most depressing day for them. Look at the one in this culture who reached the utmost amount of success. They realized it was all a lie. Because this was not what you wanted. This is someone else's will imposed on you. Please recite the salawat. This is happening. The inner value, the inner judge, the super ego of our youth, even older people, is attacking them on a daily basis. None of us is immune from this, by the way. You have to make more money. Look at your brother-in-law. Look at this person. You have to look better. You have to get married to this person. And religion, when we want to teach religion, instead of trying to help them, get them out of this way of looking at the world, giving them the freedom, all of these are not the most important things for you. Instead of helping them come out, we put limitations on them. Without explaining, those were not limitations, those were wings to fly. So our youth want to compete because the only value in this society is look good, to be rich. They want to compete, they want to go higher. They want to be higher in this hierarchy, and we tell them you can't dress that way. You can't do this way, without explaining to them why that is the case. So all they think is that now I have to compete with these girls in this city, with these guys in this city, and now I am so behind because I have to wear this way. So she's walking with her husband in the city. They see the ad for a perfume, and the girl doesn't have any limitations for their religion. Oh, she's showing it all. And she's scared. What if my husband sees that and wants that? Because you didn't teach any of these two, you didn't help them understand that these are not the values. All you did, you just put some things on them and you told them, go into the society. You didn't tell them this was not here to limit you. Modesty was not a limitation. It was there to help you understand these are not the values. You want something else. This is a distraction. This is so that someone can make money out of you. This is not what you want. You had to teach them this. You had to show them this. Every time they came and said, why I have to do this, did we have any answer? So we kept them with the same values that put so much pressure on them, and we put limitations on them, so now they even feel more behind than other people in the society. So what is religion to them? Is religion freedom? No. Religion is just making it harder for them to look presentable for their partners. Please recite the salawat. And this is why this man came. Imam Ali. Oh, look how much we've done injustice to Imam Ali. He came and told you what? Urbunet beram. Before I tell you anything, before I ask you to do anything, I don't want you to do anything for God. God doesn't need you. I just ask one thing from you. Hadith of Imam Ali alayhi salam. كَفَى بِالْمَرْءِ مَعْرِفَةً أَنْ يَعْرِفَ نَفْسَهُ. Don't do anything for me. I've come here to serve you. Not just him, all his family came to help you. Imam Hussein gave his life to help you. And he just told you one thing. Don't do anything for me. We're not the kind of people who want to impose their will on you. No. We're not people of Tawhid. We're people of Tawhid. I want you to do what you want. Just one thing I ask from you. Please. Just one thing. كَفَى بِالْمَرْءِ مَعْرِفَةً أَنْ يَعْرِفَ نَفْسَهُ. Just know yourself. Find yourself. You're spending all of your energy, all of your time on what? Is that what you really want? The people before you who did that, are they happy? Who are you? What do you want? Find yourself. You're so much bigger. Imam didn't come to limit us. Imam came here to tell you who you are, so that no one can use you for their greed to become richer. They're stealing your attention. They're stealing your opportunity to make a difference in this world. We're all going to be considered the losers of history. We allowed so much to happen around us and we didn't do anything. Forget about that. Oh, let all the oppression happen. Are you happy? You're not even happy. We're not happy. Imam said, come, look at yourself. Is this what you want? Or do you want more? What do you want? Find yourself. In another hadith, I am so shocked. People lose something, they look for it. You've lost yourself. You're not looking for yourself. What do you want in life? To look better? In 20 years, all of that will be gone anyway. I'm not judging you. It was my duty, my task to show you who you are, to tell you you're way higher. But all I did was limit you as a religious person. But it's not always like that. It can change. We will change that. You will see how special you are. You don't have to feel insecure about who you are. We will make it work. This is religion. Religion came so you never feel insecure. Religion came so you feel free, so you feel worthy, so you shine. We'll continue tomorrow. Let's For one moment, become mindful. Remember our God. It's a very special night. I beg of you, tonight ask for things which really matter. Don't say things which are not yours. Ask for things which really matter. Tell God, God, I want to be free. I want to feel safe. I want to feel secure. I want to feel your love. God, show me my worth. Show me you care about me. It's a special night. Talk to Him. He loves you. He loves you and He doesn't need anything from you. The only being in this world who does not want to impose anything on you is God. Is the Ahl al-Bayt. Is the Prophet. They said, Baba, we came, we even gave our lives for you. Did they ask anything for return? They've come so you can live a beautiful life. You shine. You have amazing relationships. You feel worthy. You feel great. Ask for these things from God. Don't focus so much on what's wrong. Ask God, this is what I want, God. God, I want to feel you. I want to feel special. I want to feel your love. If you knew how much you're loved already, if you knew in all these attempts we're doing to gain a little bit of acceptance from here and there, how much already love is inside from God for us, wallah, life can change. Ask God for it tonight. He is already here. God says, I'm right now next to you. In that beautiful dua, Imam says, God loved you and He didn't even need anything from you. This is your God. God wants you to have dignity, to feel your dignity, to feel respected, to feel loved. This is what this family came to give us. So tonight, ask for it. Let's come together. This is the night of destiny. Let's change our destiny. Let's make history together. Let's take our will back from those who stole it from us. For 1 second, just right now, I beg of you, 1 second, go inside your heart, close your beautiful eyes if you want. If you can, it's okay. Just remember this hadith Qudsi, it's from God. Try as best as you can to listen as if God is telling you right now. If the ones who turned away from me knew how much I loved them, they could not contain their joy. God loves you so much. Please recite the salawat.